It's sounding good. We're up. Are we up? Are we up? Go. Are we up? Are we up? Are we up? Alright. Good, good, good. My voice is not right today. Just hoping I don't destroy it even more. Be a little bit quieter to start. See if it improves as we go along. Oh, I'm trying to finish this case. Finally. Alright, well, last time we were stuck on this question. We had to figure out, like, I actually kind of forgot. Oh yeah, the whole doppelganger thing. Yeah, we know that there's two bird cages for sure. There must have been a person in each one. I don't have an answer, and I'm trying to reveal how the body double stunt was achieved. I'm thinking, I can name some. Well, I don't think it's a person. Oh yeah, we also realized that. Hold on, let me just put it for the court record. We also learned that she's on this for some reason. I don't know why or how. Other than she is some sort of she's some sort of accomplice to Enoch Drebber, who we're gonna say is probably the killer. Yeah, there's no. We've got to be leaning towards that. So, I still think that the body double trick was done with the. I think it was done with the mannequin, so I'm going to actually present evidence here. And present the head. Very well, the defense will address my learned friends and concerns by presenting evidence that reveals the true nature of Mr. Aspen's body double. Good gracious evidence! I do hope this isn't filibustering, counsel. The court's expecting a name. If you think you have relevant evidence, present it now. The body double and the birdcage were hiding inside the balloon that was floating above the stage. She said any witnesses would have only seen them from 60 feet up. So who was it that appeared out of the explosion some 18 meters above the spectators? Aha! Uh-huh! The body double inside the second birdcage was... Wait, what is this? Hold on. In terms of investment, yeah, I didn't get a chance to check this out. Let me just go over this real quick. The investor, Mr. Ori Asman, hereby enters into contract with the provider, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to fund labor and materials for the construction of the super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine. Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants and other income. Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive. That's right. They both signed it. Their signatures are in it, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm saying that's the waxwork that was hidden inside the balloon. And we got a hint because the head itself was hiding inside Drebber's miniature balloon. Oh, this is my best bet. I don't think I have anything else regarding the waxwork, so I'm going to present the head.
Take that!
We know the victim, Mr. Aspen, was in the birdcage that was situated inside the kinesis machine on the stage, and therefore he couldn't have been inside the second birdcage. Instead, that contains something else. What's been described as a body double, which is what fell from the sky and crashed into the crystal tower. Yes, counsel, according to your somewhat elaborate version of events. That body double inside the second birdcage was in fact... Uh-oh. It's alright, Mr. Navarro. You ready for this? Just steel yourself and come out with it. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. I needed that. As I was saying, the body double inside the second birdcage was, as unbelievable as it made me seem, this thing here, that thing here. Wait, we actually have it in the courtroom? I didn't. Why is this here? I totally botched that sentence. I'm sorry.
Objection!
Open your eyes and look into mine, my Japanese friend. No, tell me. What are you playing at? Stand firm now, next game. It's time to show you Japanese spirit. As the caller observed, this is a waxwork model. Model, in fact, of an infamous London murderer from 10 years ago, the Professor.
Objection!
You started by indicting the leader of the forensic investigation team as accomplice in this crime. Now you moved to indicting waxworks. Yes, that's what the size of it. But why? Why this waxwork? Looks nothing like the victim. In fact, it can hardly resemble him at least. What possible justification can you give? If you want to know why, ask Mr. Drebber. What? Oh, he's nervous. Just days before Professor Harebrain performed his public demonstration, Mr. Drebber abducted this model from Madame Tussville's. Did you just say abducted? And 2 days after the incident, at the Great Exhibition, he returned to the museum. The timing. Is this true, Mr. Drebber? First, I couldn't see why Mr. Drebber would have stolen the waxwork and given it back to him again. But now, the reason is clear. He took it so that he could put it inside the second bird cage as a body double for Mr. Assman.
Objection!
Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Are you hearing the defense's astonishing proposal? That the witness fabricated this vast machine with the intention of deceiving some wretched scientist? They did so in collusion with the country's finest coroner, on a public stage in front of a vast audience? And that, to effect the deception, he used a waxwork model that in no way resembles the victim? I really did believe this far-fetched tale. What do you decide?
Objection!
Wait. Yes, if you put it like that, of course it sounds implausible. My lord. I need to speak, if you please. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into the jury thing here. Go.
Myself and my colleagues have reached an agreement.
Very good. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings for the court to hear now.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty! Guilty!
Guilty!
Guilty!
Yeah, we're used to this by now. So, as indicated by the foreman, the jury has reached a consensus. I knew that was going to happen. At least he knew it this time. We should get through this, Mr. Naruto, as we always do. And cover some new truths along the way. I'm quite sure. Yes, I agree. I'm gonna have to appeal to the jurors as usual and see if I can persuade them to change their minds. The defense will now embark on a summation examination. And you and your fellows, are you and your fellows ready to proceed, Mr. Foreman?
Yeah, my lord.
Very well. In that case, I ask you now to state clearly for all present to hear the grounds on which each of you has decided that the defendant is guilty of the crime with which he is charged.
I've known that woman for years. She's never been an accomplice to anything.
Such a nonsense to think that the two would ever be conniving with one another. Oh dear, this is most troubling. Surely the wax about the man's son has nothing to do with the coroner, is it? I had defended my own problems with the members of the police. I do not trust them much.
I think the rigorous this for expert is at the birdcage. It's conjecture. Using someone who's right evidence is not a perfect job. I won't have it.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, it seems like the introduction of this waxworks model to proceedings has polarized opinion. Given that his face is obscure and its built in no way resembles that of the victim, I can only applaud my learned friend's temerity. It's suggesting it was Mr. Esmond's body demo. Hold on, I want to look that up. Temerity. Just temerity. Excessive confidence or boldness. Audacity. Okay. That's simple enough. Alright. Let's get back to this. Yes. The applause is deafening. And yes, I know it seems extraordinary. But that's the point. That's why I have a strong feeling it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realizes. Hold on, let me take a drink. Alright. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruto? I can't explain why at the moment. But I feel as though there's a specific reason why it was used, why this had to be the model. Really? A reason why nothing else would do, you mean? Yes, and I'm convinced it's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim. Well, if that's the case, we must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all costs. Yes, agreed. Let's find a way out of this. If you are ready, counsel, you may proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord. I like how we're starting with juror number 6 this time. This is definitely interesting.
Hold it!
The order of things seems to have changed around here for some reason. Even he noticed it.
I'm a copper, lad. It's a copper's discretion to bend the rule sometimes, when needs must. What's wrong with that?
Where do I start?
I've been working at the yard for 40-odd years.
That's even more than I thought.
We've only had a metropolitan police service in town for 70 years, you know. Of course, times have changed. The public didn't trust coppers back when they started. It was rough. We had to fight crime, and we fight to win. Fight to win the public's trust as well. And when we did, forensic science was in its infancy too, even more than it is now. And she spearheaded the revolution.
Dr. Scythe, you mean?
That's right. About 10 years ago now it was. When I was still a youngish bomb I could be.
10 years ago. Where? Have we heard this before?
That's when she started making a name for herself as a top-class coroner. Now look at her. It's the head of the forensic investigation team, and a woman no less. You won't hear me complain. It's what we all dreamt of back then, I tell ya.
Did you tell me without holding that gun in the air?
We're all out to uphold justice, lad. Full of vim, we are. Full of vim. Vim and vigor.
That's coming across loud and clear. I need a drink after that, jeez. Jeez, why is this guy's face hiding his face behind the newspaper?
Hold it!
We're only just starting to understand this case. What are you reading there, sir?
Remember, those murders on Solar Point Street was caught in 2 days flight. It's a real blessing for you.
That's really not relevant to this case, is it?
You're right there. Because it was Dr. Sykes in charge of examining the bodies. There was evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of the scoundrel responsible.
Oh,
That's right. Oh. That woman is at the forefront of this country's fight against crime. Indeed, she's somehow involved in this murky business as a lord of Otash.
I thought it was up to me to press the jurors, not the other way around.
Hold it!
Why would you assume that?
Well, quite simply because that's unsettling. Riddler has no relationship with the woman, does he?
True as it stands, we don't know any connection.
Gosh, but it would be delightfully romantic if they were somehow to have a mutual interest in the act.
Romantic?
The woman in society such as myself hears everything in terms of relationships, you know.
Well, you learn something new every day. If you don't want to.
I wonder about a possible relationship between the defendant and this coroner woman.
Or perhaps the defendant and the prosecutor just there. This woman may be more astute than I've been giving her credit for. As the woman stands, to perhaps demonstrating some connection between the waxwork and Dr. Sykes would be enough. Yes, I agree. As soon as we have even a whiff of a connection, she'll be the first to know. Okay, so there's our first hint.
Hold it!
What's our problems?
Let's just say they have run into each other on numerous occasions while I've been performing on the streets.
Right, I see.
Obviously, all decided myself could not appear on stage as we worked in close proximity to our audiences. So we perform our great magics and pikes on street corners and the like. But the police use any excuse to make
What,
it
Dave?
Oh. Oh. Well, speaking of cops,
Excuse me.
do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Aldermole?
Oh, you're calling a mass murder.
Sorry, my mistake. I got confused because I heard you look like him.
I don't have anything to talk to, man. I'm gonna be locked up, Sonny.
Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. Perhaps we can move on. I was really wondering if you had something that you wanted to add in response to what juror number 3 just said. Clearly you do. Stop waving your gun around like I don't want to say anything regarding that game. Cause that's kind of an obscure Ace Attorney game.
Back in our day. Back in the good old days. It wasn't like this.
What was it like, sir?
We worked on fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust we did. By Jove, we earned it. Even respected us back then.
Expected you.
Got a coroner to question it in them days. The coroner's report was the home record when negotiation done right. Especially when Dr. Courtney Stevens put her name to it. She's the best of the best, and the end for size.
Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Who's Courtney Stevens? Yeah, nice catch.
Sorry, got a bit carried away there.
Stevens is Dr. Sykes' maiden name. Oh. Her maiden name. That's before she knew she was married.
Of course, yes. Silly me. It's Sykes now, isn't it?
Stevens. Sure, I've seen the name somewhere recently. What? Uh-oh. Hang on. Sorry about that. I got briefly interrupted and then I need to use the bathroom. I'm back now. And I'm gonna take a look to see if I could find this name Steven somewhere. Uh oh. Let me look at people. Stevens. No, it's not there. Huh, maybe I'll I'll look over in more detail later.
Anyway, the point is, those those were the great days of policing, not like now.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. But do you think you could change your statement to include that name?
Well, yes. I don't see why not.
Jeez, man, his voice. It's killing mine. I just had a coughing fit.
She was Courtney Stevens back when I knew her. Of course, a legendary coroner even then.
Hold it!
She was legendary, was she?
What did you say?
Ha!
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still the best coroner in the land. And the forensic investigation team.
Legendary was your description, sir, not mine.
Rubbish. The word never passed my lips. I don't describe anyone that way, ever. Not if they were still in the game.
The point you're trying to make is that Dr. Scythe is an extremely talented coroner. Would that be fair?
It would. It went forward with the fact that you're trying to drag that legendary woman's reputation to the mud.
She just said it again. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that legendary. Alright, well. So we have this. Well, we don't have, like, someone else that says Courtney Stevens. Aspen Drebber. No, that's definitely not it. Oh, right here. Death by hang confirmed. Okay, so Courtney Stevens, that is related. She did the autopsy on the professor. Okay, that makes sense. Well, now I know that, so I don't think I can pit anybody's rep right now. I talked to you already, right? Yeah.
Hold it!
But you claim the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick.
That I did. But there's no more than one way to pour a rabbit out of the hat, is there? No.
Sorry?
I don't have to. Given the cage appeared in front of the instant explosion, there'd have been no need to use a real person. But for waxwork I've been used, the Cobra Coyotes have had the decency to make it look like the victim.
I'm not sure exactly how much criminals are governed by decency.
The point is, if you're gonna make a claim about that waxwork being inside the bird cage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's just not science.
I suppose we should expect nothing less than a logical argument from a fellow of the warrior of society. That perhaps means his mind can be changed if we manage to present suitable evidence. Okay. Evidence that the Professor Waxwork was inside the bird cage. Can I produce that or not? I don't think I have anything right now. Yeah, I have nothing right now. Well, I can state quite categorically, sir. There's no such evidence at the present time.
That was abundantly clear before that brassy proclamation I show you. And why you can't counter that fact I shan't be changing reading.
Oh dear, the proclamation was even brazier than yours, Mr. Naru. If only I read some evidence, things might be different though.
Hold it!
I forgot to ask, why have you brought that coin to the court with you?
Kinda cap. He's been going a bit. Going back in your back. Been trying to win the town. He's a proper new lady.
Yes, the nibbling seems to be taking quite a while. Maybe it can wait until after the trial.
Oh yeah, I just said it. No colonos at these. Whenever someone makes it decide, the corners always put me in the right direction, see?
You're talking about your cob of corn?
Nibble not guilty out. Nibble not guilty bar. Nibble not guilty out.
Wait, oh, okay, you're just gonna keep repeating this. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Perhaps it's akin to fortune telling with flower petals like people do back home. I kind of figured. So Professor Airplane's face to be decided by a cob of corn. Could you not at least wait until we've had more time to find the truth before deciding on the defendant's guilt?
I don't know about that. They tell me that before already.
Amazing. I know it seems a little far-fetched to think that the waxwork model's professor was in that bird cage. On the other hand, it explains a lot. There really is a reason why the particular waxwork has been used as Mr. Asmund's double. We must do anything we can to make the jurors understand it. Truth is, I'm not sure if that's the key to this. But that's the most puzzling part of it too. In that case, you should see what additional information you can glean while trying to change the jurors' minds. You can read a book while it's eating right. Voice corrected, Mr. Naru. I'm sure you can do this. Right, yes. I haven't had rice crackers in years. Rice cake. I actually, surprisingly enough, I did like rice cakes. I was given rice cakes as when I was like in elementary school, and I surprisingly liked them, especially with like grape jelly on it or stuff like that. I know some people eat it with peanut butter, but I'm just not a big peanut fan in general. But if you give me a rice cake with like grape jelly now, I'd probably eat it. Well, huh. I think this is the first thing we should put together. Because now that we know her name is Courtney Stevens, and now that we also checked our evidence and saw that Courtney Stevens was the one who performed the professor's autopsy, this is the most likely thing we should do now.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Goodness gracious, to whose statements do you refer, counsel? Sir, juror number 2. Gosh, me? What can I do for you? Presumably you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement. It's brought to light that the maiden name of the coroner, Dr. Scythe, which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before. Naturally, as a woman in society, I find such connections and relationships irresistible. But oh golly, I fear to see what you mean. Dr. Scythe's maiden name is Stevens. And through the name, the coroner is very definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it. My goodness, evidence you say? How utterly enthralling! Counsel, the court cannot overlook that last remark. I very much hope that there is substance to your claim. Of course, my lord. I'll ask the court to look at this. The evidence that clearly links Dr. Scythe to the mass murder known as the Professor.
Take that!
I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago. A 10-year-old autopsy report? What relevance does that have? It is, of course, from the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork, the killer known as the Professor. The Professors? But the man was a capital offender, so... That's right. This is a certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Courtney Stevens. Oh my! Courtney Stevens!
Strike light!
It appears that the professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Scythe 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Drebber was very deliberately stole the waxwork from the professor from Madame Tuspel's. A waxwork that doesn't in fact resemble the victim, Mr. Aspen, at all. Do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between those events? Absolutely, I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the professor case is at the heart of a link that we have yet to uncover. Between Dr. Courtney Scythe and Mr. Ennard Drebber. Hidden links, mysterious connections, secret relationships. This is almost extraordinary. We're surely obliged to explore this further. Thanks.
Right. Can't let this trial come in now. Not why there's some clear suspicion hanging around the yard's best corner. Well, there wasn't like this back in my day. We're certain to uphold the justice in the end.
Jeez, man, my voice is terrible today. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's just finished now. Oh, I forgot his is last. Or is his first? Well, let's just see here. Well, now we know. I'm gonna skip through this a bit. Oh, I like how it actually says that they're not guilty now. I wonder if do we have like evidence? Also, I never finished yours. Alright.
Sometimes even cook can start to extort monies from the poor.
Well, that's definitely not right.
Yes, and that's why I say if you trust the police, you haven't had trouble. But here you are, claiming this waxwork's mother was stolen in the Star of Illusionary spectacular. The idea was so wild, I think I would take my chances and believe the authorities on this occasion.
So the public at large views Scotland Yard, is it? Oh, police force in Tokyo is not even 20 years old yet, is it? Perhaps we should view what's happened here in London as a measure of what may happen at home. Yes. Like a Scotland yardstick. I wonder how a policeman would feel listening to the way this juror speaks about the force. Sure, okay, blah, blah, blah. I already know that. Do we have to show proof to you? Because I don't see anything way else out of this. So proof that the waxwork was in the cage. Well, let's just look here. Proof that was in the cage. Oh, let's just... Oh, you mean... Oh, you talking about this? Yeah, okay, I guess that works. Hopefully. Actually, I have something I'd like you to see, sir.
Oh. The most warranted, I firmly believe it's only wise to dress like men with white coats. So give me your tip back after that line of me to a sense of trepidation here.
So you don't trust anyone in black. Looking in the mirror must be very Also, that's racist. I do have some evidence that proves the waxwork was inside the birdcage. Namely, there it is. Let's try it.
Take that!
Well, music stopped.
What's that? A piece of glass? Though it's unusually thick for glass.
Yes, it's a piece of broken glass we found inside the jacket of the waxwork. As you say, it's not ordinary glass, though. It's very thick and clearly made for extra strength. Much like the special glass that was developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower.
Crystal Holy smoke!
Exactly. The centerpiece of the Great Exhibition. Jeez, man. Where the very incident we're talking about took place. I'm the day in question. The birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window of that special glass.
Well, when's the small piece originated? Is that it?
Precisely. So what do you say? Now that clear evidence in support of the assertion has been placed before you?
Well, as I said, I only trust men in white coats as a rule. However, when a reasoning is sound, it's fair to say color shouldn't come into it. In light of what you've shown me here, yes, I feel obliged to change my position on the matter.
In that case, juror number 4, you'll amend your statement now, please.
The presence of that piece of glass leaves me a little doubt that the waxwork is indeed inside that birdcage.
Hold it!
Thank you for reconsidering position, sir.
Your words are misplaced, boy. My opinion is governed by the logic and science and nothing else. Yes, science is where you should direct your words of gratitude. What's the matter with you? Too good to say some words of thanks for the mother of all academic subjects.
What was about scientists? Honestly. Alright, oops. Well, we can pit this now. So with evidence. So the waxwork isn't shot for sure inside the birdcage, and we have the proof. But what does that contradict? I don't think that's it. Oh! Is that the right evidence? Is this the right evidence? I don't think this is it. Because you're talking about the police. We're talking about the waxwork. On the piece of glass. It's either you or you. This is really difficult. I'm more willing to try you. Oh man. Should I even be doing this in the first place? I've just been coughing and mute. I've been muting every time, but these voices, man, I'm just not in the spirit. It's not. I don't think it's allergies today. It's just. I'm just not. My voice just doesn't feel right at all. I'm not getting sick. At least I don't think I am. Maybe I should have taken like an allergy pill this morning or something, or like before stream or something. Maybe that would help. I'm gonna try you because you're talking about the right evidence.
Objection.
All right, that sounds about right. Two statements clearly contradict each other. Gracious, to which statements do we refer, counsel? If you can put down your coin for a moment, juror number 5. You mean me? You pointed out that that's wrong to make an accusation without evidence, but the accusation that the Waxworth model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question is not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the juror sitting beside you. Oh, is that right? Would it be fair to say you didn't follow the argument? I don't think too much beside Colonel Cobb, to be honest. Of course you don't.
If I can interject here.
Please do, sir.
Now, this assertion of yours about the Waxworth have been backed up by solid evidence. It would be wrong of me as a man of science not to pursue the matter further.
Good. Me too, then. Sorry? If this Brady gentleman says he's right, then he must be. See? I am. I want you to go and get Colonel Cobb or anyone who got stuff from between the ears. Okay, I don't. This girl is like really weird. I'm not sure I like her. Success, if you can call it that. Thank you, counsel. That will do. It was the summation examination. The jury's overall leaning has changed. 2 jurors now call guilty, against 4 who call not guilty. Accordingly, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time. The trial must continue. We did it. Oh, but done, Mr. Naruto. Another wonderful victory. A waxwork is a despicable professor. Uses a body double for the victim in this quite extraordinary case. I must say, it's extremely hard to believe that assertion could possibly be true. However, it appears that it does at least warrant further investigation. Mr. Wax was the professor that links Mr. Trevor with Dr. Scythe. And I'm convinced there's a special significance to that link.
I don't know what you're hoping to prove, I really don't.
It's the truth, sir. By using evidence and testimony.
The court is to delve deeper into the alleged involvement of the Waxworth in this case.
The prosecution calls for the owner of the model to be summoned as a witness. The owner?
Madam Tuspills.
I really thought that Lord Van Zinks would object to this whole line of inquiry. Very well, I concur. Make arrangement for Madame Tuspills to appear as a witness with immediate effect.
Listen carefully, my little friend.
Oh, yes?
You should know, if you're on the brink of opening Pandora's box,
What? Did I miss something? Oh, okay, no. I just inserted the word if Oh, an accident there. Okay. The court will now adjourn for 45 minutes. During that time, the prosecution will summon the new witness and prepare her for taking the stand. I'm Tuspel, yes. I shall see to you at once, my lord. I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'm not done with stream. I'm just gonna take a break to give my voice a break, refill my water, maybe take an allergy pill, and I'll probably cut this break out. I'll probably cut this break out of the actual VOD because this might take a while. Let me just save first. I will be right back. It'll be like a second for those on YouTube. But for those on stream, I don't know how long this will take. I'll be right back. Pour it out. Ah, the Knight Errant himself. Oh, have you been watching from the gallery, Mr. Sholmes? I've been on the edge of my seat the entire time. Courtroom trials are fascinating affairs, as a spectator at least. Glad you've been enjoying yourself. I have to ask. What on earth was going on? It makes no sense. What's this professor business all about? He doesn't look like any professor I've ever met before. Who even is he? Of course. You were in Germany already 10 years ago. Yes, the professor. When I discovered he was the one who had been abducted, a sense of foreboding stirred within me. Who knew the monster would come knocking on your door? My whole felt As it turns out, Lord Van Zieks is even more intimately tied to this case than any of us realized, isn't he? Yes, how true. His great friend from university in the dock. And now Waxworth the killer who took his esteemed brother's life, who makes an appearance too. I imagine even this shrewd Mr. Reaper had failed to foresee that kick in the teeth. An extraordinary move on your part, my dear fellow, to throw that in front of the man. It could sound deliberate. I can't help feeling that this professor case is really very puzzling. Oh yes, in one particular manner. Well, there's Mr. Trevor, Dr. Scythe, and Lord Van Zieks. It seems that everyone in the trial has a link to the case somehow. Yes. In fact, I alone am not a member of the set. Though that leaves me as an empty set, all alone with no one's perception to any alone. Excuse me. Oh, crap. Oh, it's you. Dr. Scythe! Ah, Courtney's Dr. Scythe. Nice Stevens. Good day to you. Hello, Sholmes. That is very shrewd of you. What particularly, pray? You requested the 10-year-old autopsy report from Gregson, didn't you? Why would you assume such a thing? Because Gregson told me. The thing has been 10 years. 10 years in the laboratory, reading my scalpel. I smell nothing but corpses and disinfectant. Policeman on the jury has a lot to say about you as it happens, Dr. Scythe, and I've accursed you of being a complicit in what happened. I hope that you'll take the stand and tell the truth about what really happened. It certainly won't be possible. Lord Van Zieks won't be signing me as a witness. Lord Strongheart has forbidden it. Lord Strongheart? The dog spouse you were warned about is the professor case. But please don't make the mistake of thinking you'll get any information about it out of me. I'm attempting to hide from the truth. That's CODIS! I've always felt good I'm in the way I see fit. I have no regrets. No. That's all I came here to say. So, good day to you. She mentioned it too. This Pandora's box. What does it all mean? There's really no cause for concern, I assure you. When the trial resumes, the meaning will all be coming to apparent, whether you like it to or not. Huh? Now then, I believe it's almost time. I must make my way back to the public alley. The edge of my seat awaits. I think maybe you're enjoying yourself a little too much. Ah yes, one word of warning before I go. If, in the course of the trials, you perceive the event that even a shadow of doubt about the truth, don't let it out of your sight. Stir it like a dog with a bone. To the bitter end, you understand. Do not falter, whatever may come to pass. Alright, I understand. Thank you. Good, I should make myself scarce then. I purchased a bar of caramel earlier, so I'll be gnawing on that as you know, I'll wait as you freaking you freaking bought freaking caramel again. Jeez. What that warning from Mr. Sholmes really mean, I wonder? Especially the bit about whatever may come to pass. It's time for the final chapter then. I'm determined to find the truth, no matter what. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Counsel for the defense and prosecution, are you ready and able to continue?
Prosecution is ready, my lord.
Yes, my lord. The defense is also ready. As the court is aware, the case is under scrutiny. The case under our scrutiny became with a damaging incident at the Great Exhibition. You are now finding yourself embroiled in the details of a convicted felon who was sentenced to the gallows a decade ago. This trial has certainly defied all expectation.
As seems to be the fate of all trials in which this independence is involved, my lord.
So then, let's begin our explanation of the defense's assertion that the waxwork was cardinally involved in this matter. Lord von Ziegs.
My lord.
Are we still awaiting the arrival of Madame Tuspels?
Not at all. She's in the entertainment as we speak and ready to be summoned.
Very well. Bring in the witness.
At once, my lord. Bailiff, show Madame Tuspels to the stand.
Things are about to become a lot more intense. If Drebber is responsible, as I'm sure he is, it means he must have an accomplice, Dr. Scythe. What connection does the pair of them? What connects and pair of them is the waxwork. Yes, the model professor. That's the key to the link between the otherwise unrelated individuals. It's a tenuous link, admittedly, but at present, it's all we have to go on. What the heck? What are you carving wax in the middle of a court?
State your name and occupation for the court, please.
My name is Madame Esmeralda Tuspels. I am a wax-worth artisan. The proprietors of the Madame Tuspels Museum of Waxworth. You'll have to pardon me for working as I testify. My new exhibition must open very soon. Oh, so he finally gets a statue, does he? Now there are two of them in the world. Oh, great! It's Mr. Sholmes. Why, what expression is she carving onto that face?
A number of days ago, a particular waxworth marble was stolen from your museum. Can you confirm this?
Oi, that is true. At first, we believed it had been kidnapped. A waxworth model? Kidnapped? Yes, my lord. There was a treasure of ransom money left behind by the culprit. However, according to the letter that has been told outside of the courtroom, that was not the true reason. I understand those utilized as a substitute for the body of a murder victim.
At present, there is no more conjecture proposed by the defense. This is the victim of the case in question, Mr. Odiasman.
Of course, I know him well. He's a part of my odious personages exhibit. I detest to tell you what is evident, but Mr. Asman does not resemble the professor at all. Yes, but perhaps their faces are very similar. You suggested that we should see now that the mask visited to the professor. I have here the key, but it is technically forbidden to open the lock.
This is absurd.
Pardon?
I don't know what face you carved onto your fancy figure beneath a mask. But clearly, it won't be that as the actual killer.
Indeed. The man's identity was never made public, after all.
The trial took place in a closed court. The proceedings were strictly confidential. The condemned man was summarily executed. His identity remains a closely guarded national secret. There's no possible way a repository of the tawdry exhibits can get its hands onto that information.
Good or mad. I see you're unaware of the suspect's principles. What principles? Well, the suspect has already prided itself on sculpting its morals à la perfection. Every detail, including the vestige, is fashioned with complete fidelity. Et voila the principles. There is a well-known legend about the Tuspel's waxwork in the time of the French Revolution. Member of the Tuspel's family is said to have made a waxwork of the queen who was executed. What? Why was the queen executed? Wait, that doesn't true. Was it said to be gone at? I believe the queen's face was carved in the minutes following her death. Actually at the guillotine site. You are correct. The pattern on display is still today in the arts of halls. We just will stop at nothing to obtain a faithful record of our subjects. Dear me, a somewhat disturbing tenacity of purpose. It is the only way to obtain a truly lifelike representation of the subject. It has been my family's secret for generations. You mean to say that beneath that mask? Why, the two faces of the kid is there.
This is ludicrous. It is not the question.
This is spit parent throughout Great Britain. As a result, the Manitoba special exhibit remains extremely popular even today. The killer, emerging from his own grave, is a sight for all you to come. I think, madam, it would be beneficial to hear your formal testimony in this matter. You explain every detail of this macabre model and your personal involvement in its creation. With pleasure. Special exhibit in the House of Horrors is based on a rumor that struck society in London. Impression of the vestige was taken directly from the corpse, in accordance with Tuspel's family principles. I enlisted the aid of the grave digger and carried a mold from the head of it in the cemetery just before the interment. I hid myself until he gave me a signal. I was there for a very long time that night. As dawn approached, I was very worried that I could be discovered. What? That has nothing to do with the case. The gravedigger, the man sanctioned this. Oi, after all that is necessary to retrieve the true resemblance my family is celebrated for. Nobody else knew, only the gravedigger. What harm did it do, huh?
So you truly saw it. The face of that monster.
Naturally, must at the time that his identity was a secret. But Tuspel's would not be Tuspel's if he did not insist on absolute fidelity on our sculptures.
I don't believe this.
I myself have seen the special exhibit at your museum, madam. Truly blood-curdling scene in which the murderer is emerging from his own grave.
The scene it depicts was the subject of many rumors in London 10 years ago. I had the other newspaper at the time, or from the time.
Oh gosh! Oh, that's creepy.
The special exhibit was based upon the picture in this article. It was the most detailed account of what happened, as reported by the eyewitness who saw it.
The eyewitness we know was freaking, what's his face? Drebber. Man rising from the grave. Stoop search for words.
The public enjoy obscenity, monsieur. That's why I reproduced the scene as carefully as possible in my museum.
It's a waxwork from the exhibit that was stolen some days before the incident at the Great Exhibition, wasn't it?
That is correct. Professor, you see, that's why you're here.
Most puzzling. Counsel for the defense. Proceed with the cross-examination. This waxwork leaks Drebber to Dr. Scythe. There has to be some reason for that, which hasn't yet come to light. But I'll find it. I'll get to the bottom of what really happened. I'll prove that Dr. Scythe and Drebber were on this crime together. Take a sip of my water, and let's go. Ah, yes, it healed me. I forgot about that. Okay. Honestly, I don't think I should. I don't think I should press. Not because. I'll only press what I need to because, once again, my voice is not good today. I feel like it's getting better because I did take a pill in the break, an allergy pill. So, I'm assuming it's just allergies that's causing me this. Maybe it's just the change in the seasons because it is getting towards fall now. Jeez, man. So I'll just press what I want to. Oh, I guess, hold on. I guess I can look at this newspaper. What does it say? Newspaper article. Oh, well, we have a signature. It was freaking Asman that drew this picture. And that's the exact same signature, right? Yeah, that is. Is Drebber's signature on here? No, I don't see it anywhere. I don't. Yeah, it's not gonna let me actually examine it. Like in 3D, I mean. That's gonna be useful somewhere, but I just don't know where. I'll start pressing here. Surely that's illegal, isn't it? It would seem the proprietors of this repository of novelties was blinded by the monetary greed.
It had nothing to do with money. Man is a part of Lamel's criminal history. That's why I had to sculpt him to record this history. It is the reason they try of the Tussberg Museum.
If the man was convicted in a closed court and sent for immediate execution, and surely nobody but the members of the judiciary present know the killer's true identity.
I shake it. Behind that mask is hidden the true face of the professor.
Do you realize what you're saying? The professor's identity is a national secret.
I understand. Now the truth is about the special expert has been revealed. It must perhaps close.
Of course it will. As your entire museum if you don't tread very carefully, madam.
It could be another interesting chapter in the history of my family, I think, don't you?
10 years ago, on that night of the professor's execution, you took a wax impression of his face from the corpse.
Oi! Exactamente.
Like how long? You were there longer than you expected to be?
It's difficult to capture the subject's foot correctly. As I removed the mask, the mouth of the cadaver fell open and I had some problems with the chin.
Ooh. Dare I ask?
The man had been dead for a short while already, you see. His muscles were relaxing, and consequently his chin would not align itself correctly.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear, what a horrible thought! Under normal circumstances, I would have had a assistant with me. However, tonight, I was alone. As a consequence, I missed my preferred window of time.
What do you mean?
When I take the impression of a vistas of a cadaver, I'd always wait until 3 hours after death.
Why 3 hours? Is that amount of time significant?
It's because of the rigor mortis.
Regularly mortis. It's because like rigor mortis, like I don't know how to explain it. The game will probably explain it, but it's like when you're dead, your muscles are like really locked into place. So if you like die with a closed fist, it'll be hard to like actually pry open those fingers. So, and that, I guess that, is it, but I don't know if it's like if rigor mortis is in the 3 hour gap or is it after the 3 hour gap. I guess we'll find out here in a minute.
It's a name-given phenomenon that occurs in recently deceased bodies. As a rule,
3 hours post-death, the muscles in the body begin to stiffen. Okay, it's after the 3 hours. Alright, I get it.
by approximately 10 hours post-death, the entire body is completely rigid and inflexible. And then from that point on, the muscles slowly start reverting to their relaxed state. The effect is often used to estimate the time of death when a body is discovered.
Well, that was an education, if a slightly scary one.
As the mademoiselle says, rigor mortis commences 3 hours after death, and it starts in the jaw.
I see. So that's why you wait. It starts in the jaw. That's interesting.
Before that time, the mouth falls open. It is very difficult to do my work.
Ugh. It's getting hard for me to do my work with all this talk of corpses. Wonder about that information of the courts just heard from Madame Tuspel. Oh, it's definitely significant. The information about rigor mortis that you just shared with us. Would you mind including it in your formal testimony? I believe it could be significant, you see.
Of course, I didn't know at all. I can't help feeling that after this latest topic, the atmosphere in the courtroom has become extremely grave.
This is no time for jokes, Mrs. Sano. Madam, please kindly amend your testimony as discussed.
Bien, sir.
Or is it bien sûr?
It took me a very long time because it was before the onset of recommitment.
Okay. Jeez, I'll be right. I apologize for so many breaks this time, but because of the stream, because of having to like, because I'm having to drink so much water due to my bad voice today. I just keep having to use the bathroom. It's going through way too fast. I apologize. This should be the last time, hopefully, because my voice is getting better. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. I told you that one would be quick. Alright. Let's get back to this. Alright, so it's before rigor mortis. Okay, let's look at the autopsy here. Oh, that's the wrong autopsy. Oh, midnight, June 17th. So she was like about 3 a.m. or something, or like before 3 a.m. and she had to wait till 3 a.m. Did she say anything about her time? About the time? As dawn approached. Wait a second. I pushed triangle.
Objection.
No? Okay, fine. Crap. I'm getting... Okay, well, let's try pressing this.
Hold it.
See that dawn was approaching. What was the time of day then? Okay. Here we go, approximately.
But I could not say. When I left the cemetery with my utensils with wax, the morning I was becoming visited.
The execution took place on June 17th, which had the earliest sunrise of that year.
Earliest? Oh, that's... Oh, man, it was like... Summer solstice then. Indeed it did. First light would have been around 4:40 in the morning. Okay, at least now we have a time frame. That really is early.
Fact is, I had very little time, so I finished my work in half an hour. It was necessary to complete the impression and bury the body before daybreak, of course. If somebody discovered me there, it would have been a catastrophe, so I had to hurry.
Is it me or does Mr. Sholmes seem to be taking shape more quickly now too? So you certainly appear to be going to extraordinary lengths for your work, madam. I wonder, what you just said particularly significant? Okay, yeah. Yeah, because now we actually have the exact time. Madam, there's details about how long it took you to complete the sculpture at early sunrise. Could you include them in your testimony? I believe they may be significant.
Of course, if you like me to.
You're
quite right, Mr. Naruto. It is intriguing. A sunrise at 4 in the morning would be absolutely unimaginable at home, wouldn't it?
It's not quite what I meant by significant. Kindly amend your formal testimony then, madam.
It's a pleasure, my lord. I already to finish my work in the half hour before sunrise. Then as soon as the card was entered.
Okay, well now I can present.
Objection.
What? What? How is that not it? Well, I guess it's kind of combining two statements, so I might need to. I feel like I should press these. Rigor mortis being the phenomenon you described, whereby the corpse becomes stiff after death. I think you said that starts at the jaw, about 3 hours post-death. Is that right? Wait, how do you pronounce that CA? I don't actually know how to pronounce that. Give me a second. Sa. Okay, so it's like a. Oh, it's Seisa. Okay. I don't know how to. What is C? Oh wait, no. Seisa. Okay, I see. It's like a softish C. Okay.
Oh, sister. Of course, the exact duration depends a little on the season.
I didn't realize that a waxwork artisan would be so well versed in the subject.
No. That is the only elementary knowledge that feels like medicine.
I had no idea about it. Maybe I won't admit to my ignorance about forensic science.
I can ask my father to give you a very simple primer if you like.
I think corpses should be your domain. Not good with them.
Oh dear, to be very fast.
Okay, let me
Hold it.
try press this. Did you ever reason to believe you might be discovered once the sun came up or something?
I paid the great because I need to keep it a secret because. But with the morning light, I knew that I wasn't from the prison would come and insist patrol the area.
Could you have paid off the warden too? What? Wow, bribery? Okay.
I paid the key digger, I said.
Oh, you bribed the gravedigger. You bribed Dante the gravedigger.
You cannot buy the science of it again. The secret is no longer a secret, eh?
The sun was at 4:40 a.m. that day, which means that it would have been around 4 when you began your sculpting work.
Oh, you must be correct. That'll be one of the great second game. You're second tidy.
So that's all I have to go on.
What's your feeling, Mr. Naruto?
For some reason, Dr. Scythe went along with Trevor's plan. Now, if this is really true, the professor is the only other thing we know of that links the pair of them. So I feel sure that waxwork must be a clue to this mystery somehow.
In that case, we must use this cross-examination to uncover exactly what it means. Otherwise, the jurors are sure to revert their meanings and the trial will be over.
I agree, but interestingly, uncovering what the professor has to do with all this means more to Lord Von Zieks than anyone. That's the impression I'm getting anyway.
Yes, that's do I.
After all, he has a profound connection to the professor as well. Okay. Let me just save here. Let me try presenting the thing here. If it's not this, then I'll probably just then I'll load my save.
Objection.
Okay, there it is. Finally, I was gonna say that should work on both statements, honestly. Once you uncovered them. Madam Tussbills, I have here an autopsy report that was filed 10 years ago now. It confirms the death of the professor following his execution at the gallows. And is that the problem? I believe it is, because your testimony and in particular detail in the report completely contradict one another. Good.
Are you going to explain yourself, my Nipponese friend?
According to our testimony, Madame Tussbills was creating a wax impression just before dawn. And at the time, rigor mortis had not yet set in. Am I correct so far, madam?
Yeah, yes. As I said, the stepping on the jaw is the first sign we can notice 2 to 3 hours after death. But the man's demons them, so he could not have been dead for a long time.
On the other hand, if you look at Dr. Scythe's report, it quite clearly states the following. Death by hanging confirmed at midnight, June 17th.
No!
If the professor indeed died at midnight that day, then by the time you were sculpting his face, rigor mortis would have already set in.
Oh yes, you're right. The chin would have been completely stiff.
In other words, this report is wrong.
Objection.
No coroner makes mistakes when recording the time of death. The very idea is absurd.
In that case, there's only one possible conclusion. The execution didn't actually take place at the stated time.
It's impossible!
Order, order! Counsel, this is beyond folly. Not only do you indicate the author of the report, Dr. Scythe, but you also implicate members of the staff of Barclay Prison where the execution took place.
By heck,
Extraordinary!
not my day.
Objection.
My learned friend appears to have overlooked one very crucial fact.
What fact?
The professor died that night, without question.
He did! Of course he did! I know the man's lived dead with my own hands.
Objection.
No,
Yes, the professor died that night. But what if he did die at the gallows?
Are you insane? What exactly are you suggesting did happen in that case?
So it's impossible to believe. It would explain the link between Dr. Scythe, the professor, and that one other person of interest. Evidence that will explain exactly what I'm suggesting happened that night. Counsel, present the evidence at once. The evidence that allegedly explains what really happened on the night of the professor's execution. Oh, jeez, we're gonna have to show this. Oh boy, they're gonna think we're insane.
Take that.
What happened that night is written very plainly in this newspaper article. Executed criminal returns in the dead of the night at local cemetery.
You're suggesting it was a corpse coming back from the dead now?
Well, if this article is to be believed, yes. The professor, assumed dead following his execution, emerged from his grave and was killed again.
Objection.
Don't be a fool, that's simply a rumor. Published by the gutter press.
Can you be certain of that?
Are you serious?
The point is, as the article says, there's a witness to what happened. My word, yes indeed.
ahoy! Young man who started into the cemetery by chance, but that night.
Objection.
Of course there's a witness. Dude, the story didn't write by itself, but obviously the man made it all up.
In any case, that was 10 years ago now. There would surely be no hope of finding it.
Objection!
On the contrary, my lord. We all know this witness well.
What?
Are you suggesting, counsel, that you've identified the person in question? That you know who claims to have seen these early and incredible events take place? Yes, my lord. In fact, you can say that he's right here before my very eyes. Jeez, they're making this way too obvious. I knew this from the start. You can substantiate your latest claim now, counsel. Who is the alleged witness of this staggering scene from the cemetery 10 years ago? Mr. Eye Patch Dude Robot Guy Drebber. The man in question is Mr. Ennard Drebber.
Drebber.
The previous witness. Special exhibit in the House of Horrors at Madame Tussbell's Museum of Waxwork. Recreates that decade-old scene in great detail. The condemned criminal emerging from the grave beside the tomb. A young man with a lantern stumbling upon a terrifying sight. That young man is a 10-year younger Mr. Enoch Drebber. Order, order, order! Surely not counsel.
Drebber was there in Logate Cemetery.
Huh? Does all this talk about Mr. Drebber? Is the name significant?
Of course, Madame Tussbell doesn't know, does she? Yes, it's extremely significant, madam. To your situation as well, in fact.
Situation.
The theft of the Professor Waxwork from your museum some days ago was perpetrated by the very same man.
No! But that would mean...
Madame Tussbell's. It would appear you know the name Enoch Drebber.
Oui, yes I know it. But from long ago in the past.
What?
Oh my!
Good gracious.
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Yes, of course. The story of a young man and the terrible sight he witnessed in the cemetery 10 years ago was published in every single newspaper in London and throughout Great Britain. However, in all the articles, the witness was simply described as a certain young man. No details are published about his identity. His name is never revealed. It is, apart from in one newspaper, the Daily Circus. It's a paper from which comes from the author I've already done this quote.
You're saying that his full name was only publicized in that article? Goodness me, yes, here it is. The university student who experienced this shocking event is Mr. Enoch Drebber, disciple of science at the University of London, and a resident of student dorms. Unbelievable.
When I read the article, I went to meet with the man. His discovery of the condemned criminal coming back to life in the cemetery on that desert night would make a perfect exhibit for my house of horrors, whether it's true or not.
I see. So you went to meet Mr. Drebber in order to sculpt the waxwork of the man, did you?
Exactamente. He was studying sciences at the University of London in those days. He's a third student. I paid him £5 the model for the waxwork. And since that time, it has been in my museum to recreate the scene of terror from my cemetery, or from the cemetery.
So, 10 years ago, a young man appealed to the public about an extraordinary event he had witnessed. A criminal who had been put to death, re-emerging from his grave in the middle of the night. But the public treated his claim as nothing more than an amusing anecdote that was soon forgotten. 10 years later, the same man steals a waxwork model of the executed criminal, ostensibly to use as a body double for the victim in the case we are discussing here today. Even though the waxworks build is a poor match for the victim, and his face is obscured by a mask. So the question is, why would the man do such a thing? Which brings us to 3 days ago, when the birdcage crashed into the crystal tower. Because the birdcage in fact contained not the body of Mr. Aspen, but the same waxwork. The coroner from Scotland Yard who investigated Dr. Scythe would have noticed immediately. And yet she submitted this autopsy report for the victim, which the case had seen earlier. Why?
Because the waxwork was that of the professor. Is that what you're saying?
Dr. Scythe put her name to a document confirming the death of a condemned criminal who is still alive. A criminal whose apparent resurrection was witnessed by Mr. Drebber. That misconduct was a deadly secret the coroner would do anything to protect. Okay, we actually now have a motive. Which is precisely why Mr. Drebber used that particular waxwork as the body double. My lord, this court must summon Dr. Scythe to the stand. The defense is determined to find out exactly how the coroner and Mr. Drebber are connected. According to the missive I have received this morning to the prosecutor's office, Dr. Scythe is unable to participate in these proceedings. Is that not the case? She told us so herself, didn't she? Oh, well, I get a break from talking. But she did say that Van Zeeks can't summon her, not us. Something happened on the night of that killer's execution 10 years ago. Surely nobody would want to get to the bottom of that more than Lord Van Zeeks.
The prosecution calls for the instructions in that missive to be scrapped.
Hey, he's on our side now. Lord Van Zeeks! The missive was issued from the Lord Chief Justice's office.
Objection!
The assigned prosecutor has the final say on policy in any particular trial. In other words, me.
Yes.
Let Anna, Drebber, and Dr. Scythe both take the stand together.
Order, order, order. Very well, I will uphold your request. Bailiff, summon a subpoena with immediate effect, addressed to Dr. Scythe and of the forensic investigation team. The woman is compelled to attend on Her Majesty's orders. Alright then, Anna, Drebber, and Dr. Scythe. If they work clearly with one another, this crime could never be committed. I'm just a stone's throw away, I can feel it. The truth behind all this is about to come out. Oh, and you're still here?
Thank you for your attendance at such short notice, Dr. Scythe.
I'm disappointed in you, Lord Van Zeeks. You've completely betrayed the policy of the Scotland Yard and the prosecutor's office.
Betrayal is not my nature, as long as the truth isn't compromised. If it is, it's a wrongdoing, and no matter whom it concerns or disgruntles, I will pursue the matter to the bitter end. As would any prosecutor worth his salt.
Okay, he's just like Edgeworth then. Follow the truth, and discover the truth. Mr. Drebber, you took the victim's life by means of a machine that you constructed in your workshop. And Dr. Scythe, as the investigating coroner, you were the first on the scene to examine the victim's body. is the belief of the defense. We collaborated with each other and we're both complicit in this crime.
And where's your evidence?
At present, we have no definitive evidence, but we do have a very significant clue.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking, of course, about the waxwork. This model of the killer known as Professor, who was sentenced to death 10 years ago.
You don't need to tell me. I witnessed the man's execution with my own eyes, and officially pronounced him dead.
That remains to be seen.
Is that so?
According to newspaper reports from the time, on the night following his execution, the killer came back to life.
Don't waste my time.
And the sole witness to that mysterious event was you, Mr. Drebber, wasn't it? I have yet to do his like robot voice today. If what you saw in the graveyard that night 10 years ago wasn't some chilling fiction, but reality, it would make you privy to a very great secret of Dr. Sykes. A secret so profound it could compel the coroner to agree to collaborate in your evil scheme, in fact. Oh, so you're chalking this down to blackmail, not to like that they had like an agreement or something. Mr. Drebber, tell the court. Tell everyone the truth. What you saw that night in the Lowgate Cemetery.
So he was as soon as thought. You can see the resemblance, actually, can't you? What the man had messed tell spells, I mean.
She's not gonna claim that that's what it really saw, especially after all these years.
You know, the research student of the universe, I don't know what. And I bet too clever for his own clue, if you ask me.
Ka. What an interesting twist. When at the time, not one person would take me seriously. Yet now here we are, 10 years later, and suddenly my story matters, and in a court of law too. Very well then, if everyone so wishes. Let's be frank, I'll tell you the truth of what happened that night, for what it's worth. So, Mr. Drebber, your testimony, please, about the events of that night, 10 years ago. You will tell the court exactly what you stumbled across in Lowgate Cemetery. Yes, of course, as you wish. Oh man, I'm actually conflicted here. Because I could stop here. It's closing on the 2-hour mark. It's 9 o'clock. But I've had a lot of voice issues today. And a lot of breaks as a result. Do I want to stop here or not? But I also wanted to finish this case. And I know I'm in the final stretch right now. But you know what? I could probably like reduce. I'll probably cut some stuff out of the VOD. So it might go down to an hour and a half. That's still a decent time. So yeah, I wanted to finish the case today, and I got considerably far considering my voice has not been the best today. But I appreciate those watching the VOD, those that might also be lurking on the stream. Apologize for all the voice issues once again, and I will see you all next time. Hopefully with a better voice. Bye bye!